Hello everyone, it's Karen from tuppancecolour.co.uk here. Thank you for joining me. Today's project is a little sweetie box which stands up all by itself, keeps itself closed. There's no sticky tape or anything on there. And when you open it, inside there are sweeties. Very, very easy to make. If you'd like to stay with me, I'll show you how I put it together. I've got a piece of crisp cantaloupe cardstock which I've cut to 8.5 inches by 6 inches, and I'm going to score it along the long side at 4 inches and again at 8 inches. And I'm going to turn it and I'm going to score at 1 inch and again at 5 inches. I'm going to turn it again and I'm going to make a mark on the line that I just scored at the 2-inch point and again at the 6-inch point, and that will help me later on. Right, so I'm going to do a bit more scoring. I've got my scoring map here and my ruler. And those marks that I just made, I'm going to join that one up the corner, so going corner to dot. And again, corner to dot. Down this side, you don't have to keep turning it round. I just find it a little bit easier, because these days my eyesight isn't what it used to be. And corner to dot. Oops. Now it should be from that corner to that dot. I'm not going to worry about that. Turn it over, and with my trusty bond folder, I'm just going to iron out. See, I did it on purpose to show you how to recover from it. Okay, and I'm going to get my snips and I'm going to chop off these little skinny bits here and here. Don't need those. And I'm going to mark the corners a little bit and same thing on this side. Corners, and I'm going to snip up here. I'm going to snip from the edge to that point of the triangle there, and again on this side, and I'm also going to cut down from there to there. I'm going to get my bowl folder and I'm going to confirm those fold lines. Again. Oh, that one's going to do my head in. Make sure you're rubbing down the right lines, because that one. And again, just going to iron it up, because that's all going to be covered with paper and nobody will see it. Nobody will notice. That's my story and I am sticking to it. There. There. And that's the basic construction of the box. That's sort of the way it will go together. Now you could just round off those corners and just stick it all down, but I'm going to do something a little bit more fancy with it. So I've got my Old Faithful Big Shot, and here's my piece of card which I folded so that the two bits that are going to be the top flaps are together. And I'm taking one of the dies from the Framelits Labels collection. This is actually the second to largest of the framelits. And what I'm going to do is, because I don't want to cut out the whole shape, I just want that top edge to be a fancy edge. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to feed the card through the framelit, and I'm going to try and get it as evenly as I possibly can on both sides. And it is a little bit of a fiddle, and there may be bad language. I hope not. If there is, I shall bleep myself when I come to edit. That's sort of about the way I want it. So my top plate goes over the top, and I'm holding on to that to make sure that it doesn't move, because I've got has that moved? Am I still happy? I think I am. I'm going to roll it through the machine while carefully avoiding the cable from the light, which is bumping into my hand. And because it's a double layer, I'm going to come back. I take that away, and you can see that I've got a nice fancy edge for my box. It's easier to decorate the box when it's still flat and deconstructed. So what I've done is I've taken some paper from this set, which is absolutely gorgeous. It's called Stacked with Love, and it's in the Stampin' Up! Spring Summer catalogue. I've taken this pattern, which is, it's towards back, there it is in all its glory, and all of the papers have a different pattern on the back. So on the one side they are beautiful, they're real red, crisp cantaloupe, coastal cabana, and on the back they are black and white. So you've got you've got two very, very different looks in that one stack of paper, and I absolutely love it. I just haven't had chance to play with it before now. So I cut myself 2 squares of this pattern, and because this area is 4 inches by 4 inches, I cut this to 3 3/4 inches by 3 3/4 inches, and rather than spend a lot of time trying to measure where the centre was, at the bottom I just folded it in half. I just pinched it, so I'm just making a mark there that I can see. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to get my cutter. Now, if you're good with a carving knife or you're good with scissors, you might prefer to do it that way, but I'm a menace to shipping with a carving knife in my hand, and I can't cut straight with scissors to save my life. So this little gadget here, my stamping trimmer, is my right arm. And what I'm doing is I'm making sure that the little dent that I made is in the cutting channel here. You probably can't see it, I can. And that the top corner is also in the cutting channel. And I'm going to take my cutting blade and make sure that I'm square, and I'm just going to chop that triangle off. And then I'm going to turn it over. And now this time it's a little bit easier because I can go corner to corner. So if I'm going to worry about trying to line up a small little mark, again corner to corner, and there we are. So I've already done that on the other piece, so I've now got 2 large triangles and 4 small right angle triangles, and I'm going to stick those down to the front of the card with my snail, which has gone AWOL. So I'm just going to pause. Oh, there it is. I'm just going to pause while I went and found it. It was right under my nose all the time. isn't that frustrating. So here we go with the snail. Snail is fine for this because it's just paper. It's a card. So I'm just going to centre that into the edge there. Now to join the front of the box to the back of the box, snail won't do it. So you're either going to need sticky strip or a wet glue, or in this case I'm going to be using fast fuse. So go down and tick off. There. And there is the start of your box. So I'm going to come back in a few minutes and embellish this. So I'll see the other side of the break. Right, so nearly time to finish this little box off now. While I was off camera, I cut one of our little doilies in half, and I've put half on either side of the box. And on that side I put a little bit of sticky strip because I'm going to attach some ribbon around the top there, and that will help me. But before I do that, I want to do some stamping. So I decided that I'm going to be using this stamp set, which is called Work of Art, and I'm going to be using Just For and You, because that's the sentiment I want to have on my card. And I've got a bit of scrap Whisper White, which I've used for other things, which has probably got something messy on the back of it, because that's what tends to happen. And this is Real Red. So, in with my Just For. And line up with the U underneath. And I've got my 1.5 inch circle punch. Oops, got the shakes. I must need more tea. Go, and let's cut that out and put that away before I put my fingers in it, because it's been known to happen. Right, so again, while I was off camera, I also cut out a piece of our diamond glitter paper with my 1 3/4 inch scallop punch, and I'm going to layer that up onto that. At least I am. Where do I find my? I'm going to put it down with a bit of. I'm going to put it with a bit of snail for now, just so that you haven't got to watch me hunting through my possessions for my wet glue. But really, because we're going on to the glittery paper, it could really do with something with a little bit more authority. Something like a wet glue, but just for the purposes of this demonstration, we will leave it where it is. And we're going to put that on the front of our doily. Snail has decided I want to play. Okay. So, there we go. There we have it. Now it needs a little bit more, and I've decided to put on actually some of the crisp cantaloupe polyester ribbon, which is one of the things that's in the embellishment pack from that you can earn in Celebration. So I went ahead before time and applied some sticky strip to the reverse of this. So it goes round the front and back round the back. And set that a little bit longer. And just a little bit of sticky strip, just to make it all secure. I don't need it any longer than that. That'll do. Go. On the sticky strip, you do need to make sure that you get it in the right place, because if you don't, but the only thing that will get it off. Now, I think in America they do a product called Undo, which we can't get in the UK, but what we do have in the UK is cigarette lighter fluid. It's actually made of, it's actually naphtha, which is a chemical, and it will dissolve the, away the adhesive, and when it dries it won't have marked your paper, which is pretty darn clever. Okay, so to finish off the box, now if you want a slightly thinner box, you can trim these edges down so that you get a narrower box. But I rather like the square bottom. So let's see, how do I want this to be? That's the inside, yes. So I'm going to put sticky strip on that side, and again, could be wet glue. Could use some fuse, but you want something that's a bit, that's a bit stickier than your actual snail, because snail is great for lightweight projects, and it's not so good. It's not so good for card to card. It's not really heavy enough. It's not really sticky enough. Right, so I'm going to fold that one in. I'm going to fold that one in. Get the tell me a lighter. Told you they'd be bad language. Go. The thing I hate about sticky strip is the way that the red liner sticks to your fingers. And that one. Pop open my box. And that is how you open a box, you kind of squeeze it. It will stay closed. Right, one more thing before I pop the sweeties in. And I think I'm going to have a little pearl in the middle of the O, just for you. Just because I can. And there you are. So what am I going to fill it with? Well, I've got some Hershey Kisses. You can get them in the United Kingdom. I got these in Asda. My husband really doesn't like them, so I don't mind. All more for me. And there you are. Nice little box. Little treat box. I may go and put a ribbon on. I may go put a bow on there. I might. I don't know. But anyway, there it is. So thank you for watching. My blog address with a direct link to this project is underneath the video. My blog is tuppencecolour.co.uk. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you'll join me again soon. Goodbye.